Hi, my name is Grace Lee, and I am a junior at Gull Lake High School. I am currently taking the class Computer Science and Software Engineering. That's part of the CTE program, or otherwise known as the Career and Technical Education program. So today I'm going to discuss how to, or explain how to install a virtual machine. So first to start off, we want to check our system information. So you go to the little blue waffle down here, or a Windows key, press on it, and then when you type in system information, and it pops up over here, so you click it, and we're going to be looking at our processor over here, which is also known as a CPU. We can see it's a 12 gen Intel, but what we really want to see is their cores. You see, our this software, or not software, this Windows host machine has 6 cores, which is pretty vital information in creating our virtual machine later on, and I'll explain more there. But next is our installed physical memory, which is RAM, random access memory, and our this computer has 32 gigabytes of it, and it's pretty big for this computer. Like, that's a lot of GB. To find our hardware, we would go to Components, Storage, and Drives to find our total hard drive. And we can see that we started off with this much gigabytes, and we still have like insane amount of gigabytes left. So I think we're going off pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to minimize this real quick and put on my second monitor. That's the luxury of having a dual screen. So I'll put this away for a second. And the next thing I'm gonna be explaining, or like showing, that's really vital to making or installing a virtual machine is file management. So this is my file management, as you can see. First thing I'm gonna click the folder virtual machines which I made, and then inside that I'm gonna click the folder, or like directory, as my teacher likes to call it. The one I specifically made for this vlog, which is the Linux Vlog OS. Inside, you see three directories, which is the OS, which is the operating system of the that's going to be containing all the files for the virtual machine we're going to do later, which is called Linux. The ISO. Well, actually, let me see. So inside we have nothing right now because we didn't make it. But anyway, following our breadcrumbs, you see ISO next. So if I click on ISO, this is our file that I downloaded from the web. Which, if let me pull it up real quick. So this is the website that I found the Linux on, or like Ubuntu. What I'm trying to say, but so this is like the Linux website, and like you could see all the different types of Linux and the operating system stuff that you could have. So like all the different flavors here. You could click past it later on if you want, but for right now we're just gonna look at Ubuntu. So let's just first do it. You have to download Ubuntu. After it loads, download Ubuntu on desktop. And basically, we're actually downloading a Legend version of this, so it's not the actual updated version. We'll update it later, but just not right now. Anyway, pulling this aside again. Complete my oops. Anyway, that's where I found the file, and that's what you have to download to get it. When you follow your breadcrumbs again, you go to backup, and backup is extremely crucial to file management and your virtual machine, because just in case the OS files your from your Linux get like tampered with, or just something happens, you always have a backup that you could use just in case. Anyway, enough about file management. We're pretty much done with that. So next thing I'm gonna show you is actually opening VMware Player. That's a hypervisor tool, which a hypervisor is a program that allows you to create and run a virtual machine. And as you can see, I already have virtual machine in my taskbar, and I'm using it. But just for this vlog, I'm gonna be making a completely new virtual machine. But yeah, and if you want, oh wait, sorry, but if you want to find the where I downloaded VMware, this is where I found it at. So you just go to Google and you type VMware Workstation 17 Player, and this should pop up usually first. So when you click on it, you would come to this page, then you would scroll down, and there's two options down here. So you definitely want to click this one. It's for Windows, and just so you know, I'm doing this on a window. But you want to do this because the Windows that I'm using right now is our host operating system. While this one is for the like inside the virtual machine. So this is if you want to get Linux inside the virtual machine, which is only the guest operating system. And if you mean what I if you're confused about like hosting guest operating system, basically the Windows is the actual computer that I'm using, but this is like the guest virtual machine that thinks it's the computer, but it's not actually the computer. It gets kind of confusing, but at the same time, you know what a host is, and basically my Windows computer is a host, and this one is the guest. Anyway, if you want to download it, you just click this, but I already downloaded it, so. Anyway, next thing to show you is going through the process of actually creating a new virtual machine. So you first click this button. Then this one's also really important. You have to check where you want, like what ISO file you're going to use from which directory. So I'm going to double check right now. I'm going to click browse. This is where the file management's really crucial. I got it at the right place, but just in case you're wondering, you want to go to your first and last name, going to virtual machines, and do not click this one, but you have to click the vlog one. You have to click ISO, and then this file is the correct file you're supposed to do for this virtual machine that I'm making right now. So now that I confirmed that, it's good. And after that, you click the next button. So personalized Linux, just because I'm gonna delete this after the vlog, I'm gonna put the vlog name. Ubuntu log. I might have spelled that wrong, but So for username, I'm just gonna do Lee. And for password, I'm pretty sure you can see it, but yeah. So then after you do all of that, you click next. Oh wait. Oops, sorry. You got mad at me. All undercase letters. So we want to change the name to something else so that we know it's not the actual thing that we're using, so we could delete it a little later. So I'm gonna change it to Ubuntu log. And we gotta change this, like the location. This is also extremely important. So right now you see that it's at documents right now, and it's not supposed to be at documents. So let's click browse. You click desktop. First and last name. First and last name. Virtual machines. Vlog OS. OS. Okay. As you can see earlier, that it was gonna put that in documents, which it was not supposed to. So that's why you're supposed to. That's why file management is extremely important in this. You want to be very neat in it, so you can find everything that you want. So next step is click next, and we're actually gonna change the disk size to 60 gigabytes. Yeah. We're just gonna do that. Then we're gonna click next. Then we gotta customize our hardware. Oops. And we want actually this 4 gigabytes to be 8 gigabytes. I'm not so certain about the thing, but I'm pretty sure it's 8191 or something. Let me do it. 8191. Oops. Oh, 8192. Never mind. Okay. Oops. Never mind. Let me go back in there. Sorry. So we got that at 8 gigabytes, and the next thing we have to go to is processors, which we're gonna change the number of cores to 3 cores, having half of them. And basically that's all. So we'll close that, and then we do wait a second. Okay, after that step, we want to click finished, and it'll start installing the virtual machine. So while that's installing, uh, it's gonna be installing for quite a while. So like you see this screen right now, it's gonna be installing right now. So while this it's taking their time to install, I'll be talking about what whoa. I'll be talking about what a hypervisor is, and I actually got a document that I pulled up that says what's a hypervisor, and this would actually help me. So I'm not gonna like read the entire thing, but basically it's something. A hypervisor, it says here, is known as a virtual machine monitor, and it creates and runs virtual machines, as I said earlier. And a key sentence is it allows one host computer support multiple guest VMs, virtual machines, by sharing its memory and processing. And I actually mentioned host and guest, host and guest earlier. So basically, as I said earlier, this this computer, the Windows that I'm on, is the host computer that shares its gig RAM and its CPU and its hard drive and all those other things, or and their gigabytes and everything to this virtual machine, to this guest virtual machine. It's kind of like how if you're the host of a house and a guest comes over, you share your food and then other resources to help them feel comfortable, and then they just take it in and just sit there for hours or like for a day or something. I don't know. It depends what the guest is over for, but it's basically the same concept. So this host computer offers its food, which is quote unquote like a it shares their food, which is like their processing and memory, and the guest OS just eats all of it, so it could create a virtual machine. And yeah, this is the reason why these are hypervisors. Oh yeah, a thing that I have to say, there's two types of hypervisors, and this is the VMware is a hypervisor 2. A hypervisor 2 runs as a software layer on an operating system, like a computer program, but a type 1 hypervisor is basically like it runs directly on the host's hardware, like it's like physical, while hypervisor 2s are like on the web that you could find. Anyway, I think that it's all loaded up, so sorry for making you listen to my rambling, but I might have to log into the VMware now, I think, or yeah. Or we could talk more about hypervisors, but I think I said mostly everything. Okay, now it's fully loaded up. Let's go. So now we clicked Ubuntu Vlog. If it would let me click on it. And then we put our password in, which is the password that I didn't show you earlier, but so yeah, it's loading up right now. And this is our virtual machine. Next, just click next. And if it says to like have an update, we're not gonna update it because just not yet. So this is how you go into full screen in VMware. And if you see this little taskbar, which is the VMware player, you'll see this icon. And if you click this, you'll completely enter a full screen. And just if you want, you could go up here, you could pin this so like you could see it. Or like you could unpin it and then it'll hide it again. So this is the virtual machine that we're doing right now. Yeah, it says like system problem, but we don't know about that. So we're just gonna cancel out of that right now. And it says here, would you like to upgrade? Just click out of that one. We're not supposed to upgrade it yet. And we will upgrade it later, just not right now. And it says here, oh, you want to update this since there's more updates since this, and we still want to click no. So, just saying if that pops up, that's what you're supposed to do. I showed you how to go into our full screen, and to show that this is a guest operating system, we want to go back to our host operating system. So if I click out of this, I'll exit full screen mode, and then I'll exit out of the thing. And you can see, this is my VMware, this is my virtual machine, the guest operating system, on top of my host operating system, which is like the background of the blue thing. And yeah, so just empathizing, this is like a little program of a program that thinks that it's the host computer when actually the host computer is sharing its resources to this computer. Yeah, I explained it all. Anyway, next thing I'm gonna show you is, well, last thing I'm gonna show you actually, sorry, is something called the command line interface, which you could get if you press Control Alt T, and this pops up. So basically, like you didn't see it, but I just pressed on my keyboard Control Alt T to find it. And what we're gonna put in is sudo, which is just basically just command shut down now. Oops, I spelled wrong. Shut down now. And this is kind of like the same as pressing the power button on your computer. It's just more efficient in doing it. So next, I'm gonna enter, and it needs verification. So you're gonna put in your password, and you like, I typed it in, but you can't see that I put the password in because it's like a security thing. So I typed the password in, and I'm gonna click enter, and that'll shut down my my virtual machine, and it's just like shut down now. So anyway, thank you for seeing my vlog. This was what a hypervisor was, how to create create and like manage a VMware or virtual machine. I keep saying VMware. How to say that file management's extremely crucial, and that it plays a big part in making it. So to make like a really neat one. And otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.